Well, Row the Boat is a philosophy for this program. It's a method to make sure our goals come true, make sure the direction of this program happens, make sure our characteristics and our mentality happen here, and we become who we say we're going to become, and that's elite men. But we're going to do that by rowing the boat. Row the Boat first came to the forefront when my wife and I lost our second child. We had a second son. After Carter, we had a second son named Colt. And Colton had a heart condition, and we lost him shortly after birth, and we knew towards the end of the pregnancy that we were going to lose him. It was just a matter of how long he'd be with us, and we got to spend time with him, be with him, hold him. But to watch your son pass away in your wife's arms is an amazing experience in terms of the amount of sorrow and the amount of frustration, questions. But it was something that I had in the back of my mind to always say, hey, no matter what happens, no matter what we're going to do here, we're just going to keep rowing. Whatever turns out, however it turns out, we're just going to keep rowing. And then when it does turn out, good or bad, we're just going to keep rowing, and keep rowing. So it was able to at least help my method to get through some type of adversity. And it was also happens in times of success. You might have the success, well, you just got to keep rowing. You might have adversity, you just got to keep rowing. What keep rowing really means is when you row a boat, you're facing the opposite direction the boat is actually going. And when you're rowing it, you got to row at the same efficiency, same power, same speed, same energy as the other people in the boat to get effectively for it to go to point A to point B as fast as possible. And the A to B is where we are right now, and then the B is the goal. And I think that, you know, if we can get everybody in the boat rowing the same direction, same speed, same power, we'll get there a lot faster. Now, if one person in that boat decides to slow down and not row and do their job like everybody else, then we'll zigzag from point A to point B, and it'll take us a lot longer to get there. If one side of the boat completely stops rowing, then we'll just go in a circle. And in 4 years from now, there'll be a new head football coach here, there'll be a new belief and a new method and a new saying around here instead of row the boat. But I believe what we can do is get everybody rowing in the same direction and the same speed with the same mission and the same goals, whether it's us, our football program, whether it's the community, whether it's our faculty, whether it's the administration, anyone who comes in contact with the Western Michigan football team, we want them to grab an oar and start rowing. There's a few aspects of the boat or the row part. One is the oar. My goal is to have an oar in every hospital, every bank, every bakery, every dorm, every classroom, whatever it is. I want to have an oar symbolizing the energy of where we're trying to go. How are we going to get there? How are we going to get from point A to point B? Yes, by rowing, but how do we row? We row with an oar. The oar is a representation of the energy behind the driving force. So whether that's our football team in the fourth quarter and we're down by 5 on a last-minute drive, and here we come, and we go ahead and all we do is just keep rowing, and we score and win. Or whether that's the young man at Bronson Hospital who's 8 years old who's battling cancer right now, and all he has to do is just keep rowing. The thing about rowing is you don't know what's in front of you. You really face the opposite direction, so all you see is the present and the past. But you cannot see the future. You don't know if there are rocks, if there's a waterfall, if there's calm seas ahead. You have no idea what's ahead of you. You just have to keep rowing. And the oars are the energy behind that driving force. The harder we row, the longer we row, the more efficiently we row, the faster and more efficiently we'll get from point A to point B. And like I said, whether that's a victory on Saturdays, whether that's the first person to graduate from your family in the academics, or whether that's a young man at Bronson Hospital trying to defeat cancer, and he finally does. All we're going to do is continue to row the boat. Besides the oars, there's an actual boat that we sit in. What is our boat made of? What sacrifices has this program and the people that belong to this program and who come to this program and attach themselves to this program, fans of this program, what sacrifices have they made for the football program? What have they done? Because that's what our boat will be made out of. If we don't have anybody sacrificing for our family, whether it's our players or the administration or the boosters or the student section, whoever it is, if we don't have people sacrificing, our boat's going to be made out of paper mache. And we're going to set it into the water, get it ready to row, and it's just going to sink. We're trying to build old Ironsides here. We're trying to build wood upon steel, and then wood, and then steel, and then wood, and then steel. That's what we're trying to build. A boat that's indestructible. So when we put that thing ready to sail and ready to paddle and ready to row, Now we have something special in the water, a boat that's built on a solid foundation of sacrifice. And then once we're in the boat and we're rowing, where are we going? We need to have a compass. Where have we been? What have we learned from our past? And where's this future? How are we going to get there? And it's all built on our past experiences. You know, when I look at kind of my compass as a football coach and the direction I want to take this football program, I'm a piece of everyone I've come in contact with over the last 10, 12 years. And that's the tree that I came from. But I'm now a combination of all those people. And that's what I want to be able to build with our football team, with our coaching staff, with our administration, with our faculty, with our student section, with our boosters, with our alumni. We're not just ourselves, we're a combination of all the people that have come in contact with us. And that's how much value you can bring to the Western Michigan football program. And that's your compass. If we can get everybody rowing in the same tempo, same speed, same efficiency, same power, in the same direction, we'll get to point A to point B quickly. And that's the goal of this program, win a MAC championship and win it now. All right, part of rowing the boat is changing a culture. When I took this job, what I wanted to do is change a culture, change a belief system. And one of those things that Row the Boat incorporate is it's what you do in Kalamazoo. No matter where you went to school, or where you grew up, or where your daughter goes to school, if it's not a school that happens to be Western Michigan, if you live in Kalamazoo or you live in that 5-mile radius or you're part of Bronco Nation, somehow, some way, Saturdays at Waldo Stadium is what you do in Kalamazoo, period. This year we have 5 opportunities, just 5 home games. That's 5 days out of your year to come have an entertainment value, a fun experience. That's entertaining. It's not just the game, but different things that we'll have at the game that we've never done here before. We're changing a culture. We're changing the way people believe and believe in Western Michigan football and what the expectations and limits of this program are. The sky's the limit for this program. But until everybody understands Western Michigan football is what you do in Kalamazoo, then we'll always be the same. You know, the definition of an insanity is very simple. It's doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over, but expecting different results. And that's what we're not going to do here. We're not going to continue to be insane. Expect something different, but keep doing everything the same. Everyone needs to change. And that's saying it's what you do in Kalamazoo has to be a staple in every household family here in Kalamazoo and the surrounding area. Rowing the boat really isn't just about one person. It's not about just the football team rowing the boat, and if we win, everybody comes. Or if we lose, everybody leaves. It incorporates everyone. It incorporates our community, it incorporates our student body, it incorporates our faculty, our administration, the children's hospital, the bakery, the dry cleaners, the restaurant owners. It incorporates everyone. And the reason why Row the Boat is so neat is because someone can incorporate and rally behind the oar that can be hung in every restaurant, every bakery, every dorm, every apartment, whatever it is, every office. It can be hung to show I support Western Michigan football. And it's a symbol. So people walk by and see an oar, you'll never look at an oar the same. And when people look at the oar, they're going to think Western Michigan football, and they're going to do it sooner or later. I'd rather it to be sooner. I want everybody in the boat. But people don't understand when you're in the boat, it's full commitment. This is shark-infested waters we're in. There's nobody hanging off the side of the boat. You're going to get your leg eaten off. You got to be either in the boat or out of the boat. But the great things about traditions and dynasties and how this is going to be built once we do it is we're starting from scratch. We're doing it over. But we want people to believe in it now and not necessarily when it happens in 2-3 years, but now. Be a part of it now. And how you can do that is by rowing the boat.